And now, your host and moderator, Associate Vice Chancellor for Arts and Sciences, Dr. Jose Abar.
We are in a moment of crisis and national definition. This panel is going to address basic formative questions regarding the conduct of U.S. foreign policy. What is the national interest? Who defines the national interest? And what is the relationship between the core definition of who we are as a nation, the Constitution of the United States, and the implementation of U.S. foreign policy? We are going to address the question, where have we been? Where are we? And where do we go from here? This is based, as you have heard, on the summative work of Stephen Kinzer, Overthrow. Now let me pause for a moment and have the panel members introduce themselves.
Ted Williams, Kennedy King College, Professor of Political Science.
Ryan Reed, Harold Washington College, Engineering major.
Dennis Skenzis, Professor of History, Truman College.
Yvonne Reyes Rufo, student at Harold Washington College, major in biology.
Patty Renda, Professor of English, Wright College.
Patton Hammond, Harry S. Truman University, or college, engineering.
Julie Pacheco, Wright College, major in political science.
Peter Malo, Professor of Biology, Daly College.
Theodore Fabrik, student of Kennedy King College, Russian Studies major.
Mary Mayer, a Professor of Political Science, Wilbur Wright College.
Crystal Tsunami, student at Harry S. Truman College. I'm a psychology major.
Henry Velarde, Professor of Business, Malcolm X College.
Hi, I'm Monica Murad. I'm a student at Wright College, majoring in news broadcast journalism.
Hello, Kyle Garner, Olive Harvey College, Professor of Business.
Tanu David, Malcolm X College, business major.
We have divided the subject matter following the same areas that Stephen Kinzer has outlined in his book: the Imperial Era, covert action, and invasions. Each segment will be followed by a discussion of lessons learned or not learned from each period. Let us now turn to the screen to see the short video on the Imperial Era.
Since its inception, the United States of America has made liberty and justice its goal. The country even demands that the rest of the world deliver their tired, their poor, and their huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Opportunity, safety, ownership, the country's ideals resonate in every part of the world, but the realities of being one of the largest empires in human history often come into conflict with what's ideal. A sense of imperialism and American exceptionalism arose early in our country's history. Hard lessons learned during the Civil War gave a greater sense of being to a new nation and credence to its beliefs. Protestant Christianity, religiously influenced social structure, and a notion of freedom grounded in rebellion against European power. This holy trinity of values pushed early America, but these views would soon change with the country's early encounters with foreign nations. Hawaii, Cuba, Puerto Rico, and the Philippines represented the last few frontiers of colonialism outside of Africa, a fact that made them targets for larger nations. Although altruistic reasons brought these lands into the American eye, intentions and actions would soon find themselves at odds. A manifest destiny seemed to await the United States, one that was led by the Bible but carried out by a bayonet. Christian missionaries would unwittingly become the first wave of American expansionism to hit foreign soil. Through strict conservative Christian values, American missionaries sought to enact social reform only to find themselves immersed in economic opportunities that altered their purpose. Nationally, horizons were broadened by awareness of the lucrative Hawaiian sugar trade and valuable foreign ports. The exportation of American ideas quickly gave way to the expansion of the American economy. Although highly regarded, economic gain was only a means to an end for the country's ultimate goal, global influence. The Spanish-American War presented Cuba, Puerto Rico, and the Philippines as trophies in a power struggle between Old World government and New World government. Providing liberty and justice in foreign lands had become a vehicle to condone war between two First World nations. Multiple battlefronts and years of conflict with resistant colonies had left Spain's military strained and vulnerable. President McKinley seized this opportunity to present the United States as a formidable military force. American troops quickly overwhelmed the Spanish army, gaining both credibility and numerous territories in the process. Internally, waves of nationalism touted America as a global liberator, but Cuba, Puerto Rico, nor the Philippines would know true self-rule post their liberation. The defeat of Spain marked a new era in history, with the rise of the world's newest empire. An ever-growing sense of nationalism in the U.S. promoted further growth in business and trade, but required more natural resources. Nicaragua and Honduras possess currently untapped positive economic potential, making them immediate targets for the U.S. government and wealthy businessmen such as Sam Zamuri. The American government was presented with a difficult reality. Both countries were attempting to become self-sufficient, but their success would require the valuable assets the U.S. wanted. In both situations, the country was overthrown whether by force or coercion. The United States government understood that if these two countries were allowed to become fully functional, they would soon support their own best interest. With this, the world learned a very hard lesson. American liberties can trump foreign freedoms.
What defines the Imperial Era?
What defines the Imperial Era is greed.
South of the United States, the blue waters of the Caribbean Sea once were known as the Spanish Main. This was because Spanish pirates sailed along these shores. Today, fast white steamships travel across the Caribbean with cargoes more valuable than pirates' gold. And officers in trim white uniforms pick up their golden cargoes from a place we call Banana Land.
There's a big lack of information regarding the ways in which wealth is built. There are many unknowns in the public in the United States. I think some people just don't know and some people forget some things.
Revolutionary War was raging in America when England's Captain Cook discovered the Hawaiian archipelago, a tropic mountainous paradise of volcanic origin.
Amos and Castle ended up bringing this industry to Hawaii to profit, whether it was for themselves or for Hawaii.
Like that, okay, like I live here. And just like America with eminent domain, and you just take my land. But you can come back, you can work this land, but you don't own this no more.
They still had brought something. I mean, yes, that could be morally not right that they're getting paid 5 cents, per day or whatnot. But the fact is, they still were working.
One of the reasons for the American government to go overthrow governments in Hawaii and the Philippines and Nicaragua and Honduras and Cuba were to get so that Americans can practice business there without interference. The American business person is the one who benefits most.
Missionaries came and Christianity began to spread rapidly through the islands. At the same time, under the direction of the New England businessmen, the natives began to plant sugarcane.
If we give you this much money, can you bring back to our country this much sugar? And every month, every year, however they set it up, this is what we'll do. It was a trade between both, on top of no taxes that the United States gave that opportunity. So Germany was doing fine. China was doing fine with sugar, but the United States, I want to own you. I want every piece of land sugar grows on. It's greed. It's just selfishness and greed.
This is the argument made by Walmart. Okay, right? Walmart comes to a community. People say, well, you all don't pay. Your wages aren't good enough. You guys don't hire enough from the community. You don't do this. You don't do that. And also, the other egregious sin of Walmart, you knock out all the other businesses in the community when you come. So the local guy who's selling, fruit, whatever, he got to pack up his business and run because Walmart's in town. I mean, because nobody can compete with Walmart. The argument that's made that is very similar to this is, well, you know what? Walmart is bringing jobs to the community. So regardless of these other issues that we have with them, okay, whether they're really good for our community or not, that's immaterial. The issue really is that we have jobs, and so we argue this in that way. And I want you to think about that.
Now, how do we know that government is anti-American? Because it's bothering an American corporation. That must make it anti-capitalist, or repressive, probably anti-American, and quite likely the ally of our worldwide enemies.